If you're an aspiring HR business partner or currently work as an HR business partner, this video is for you. You may have noticed there are a number of HR business partner vacancies advertised out there, but then again, when you go through them and read them, you realize that they do pretty much different things, that they work with different stakeholders, they partner different stakeholders, business leaders and managers across the business, and they also may pay differently as well. In my own assessment and experience, there are 4 HR business partner levels. Let's go through them to really help us understand as to what this role is all about. Let's start from level 1. This is HR business partner who pretty much is responsible for day-to-day operations and operates in a delivery type role. If you operate at level 1, you are very likely to get pieces of work from other senior HR professionals in your HR function. This is an opportunity for you to be briefed as to what's been agreed, what's been discussed, and your role becomes pretty much how you could help them deliver it. You're very likely to be given a set of tasks, a set of deadlines, and then you have to give progress and updates as to how that is going on. For example, if there is an initiative to improve manager capability across the organization, you are very likely to be brought in to deliver certain inputs or sessions. Perhaps you even help with developing certain material. Or if there is any major restructuring or laying off or redundancy exercise and managers don't know how to do it, you're very likely to pull together a briefing pack, frequently asked questions, and deliver certain sessions to managers to help them understand as to what they need to do and how they need to consult and have these meetings with their employees. You may find yourself feeling a little bit limited if you operate at this level, as in you perhaps want to do a bit more. That's a good sign that you're ready for bigger things, which is where you could start operating or thinking as to how you could operate at level 2 and level 3. If you find yourself thinking you need to build a bit more confidence and capability to be able to engage in some of these conversations, so perhaps someone else has given you certain tasks to be done by a certain date, but you could decide as to how they actually get done. And if you think things could be done slightly differently or better or more efficiently, feel free to propose those to your senior HR professionals. Level 2 HR business partner. This is when you truly start to partner your leadership teams, and perhaps you even have a slot or you are a regular member of their leadership team as well. You're in a position to influence quite a lot. You are in a position to actually start thinking creatively as to what kind of initiatives could be put in place to help them with their business delivery and things like that. If you operate at this level, you usually plan 12 months ahead as to what needs to happen in your particular business area or business domain. If you find yourself operating at this level, this is where your technical knowledge really starts to grow and you start to add genuine value to the business growth and delivery. This is when you could potentially start influencing and providing more insights when it comes to organization design, organization development, change management, strategic workforce planning. Perhaps you could start pulling together people plans that are agreed and delivered together with your business areas and things like that. If you find yourself at level 3 HR business partner, your job title could be strategic HR business partner or head of HR or even HR director in small to medium-sized organizations. Let me provide a bit more information and more context. If you find yourself operating at level 3 HRBP role, you are very likely to anticipate the needs of your customers by proactively designing interventions and implementing solutions that have a significant impact across the business in the medium term. You could be using an in-depth and current knowledge of the technical area. You could be thinking about models, frameworks, and thought leadership models, and combine this with an understanding of the business landscape using data and insights. You're very likely to be in a position to mobilize business and HR teams or HR functions to ensure that certain plans can be delivered as agreed with the relevant business leaders. You are in a position to understand multifaceted problems across the organization and how they may manifest in multiple forms across different operating conditions. This means you're quite well connected in your role across the organization and many people would know about you. For example, solutions could become applicable and adaptable in multiple customer environments, and you could be using a range of experiences gained from different industries and sectors that you have worked in. And the final level, level 4. These are HR business partners who operate at VP level or vice president level. These are people who have very often global roles. They could be called CPOs, Chief People Officer, or very simply, they could be called HR directors. It does depend on the HR operating model that they work in. It does depend on the size of the organization, and also if that organization operates in one country only, or if it's a global or international organization, as well as what kind of sectors and industries that they work in. But let's look at level 4 in a bit more detail. If you find yourself operating at level 4, or you would like to operate at level 4 at some point in your career, you would be in a genuine position to create new opportunities and set the strategy to transform performance. You would be usually part of an executive board, an executive team, and you would partner directly with the chief executive officers and chief operating officers and their direct reports. This particular role usually reports to the chief executive officer, and you usually look 5 years ahead. In terms of more context and information, you could be executing very complex people topics, spanning multiple business entities, countries, and industries at the same time. I often think of this level and this role as a genuine opportunity to create forward-looking, long-term people strategies or HR strategies that work alongside the business really well. This is an opportunity to test some of the new concepts, to come up with new ideas, to creatively think as to how they could take things to another level. For example, more recently, clearly there has been a lot of conversation around remote working or hybrid working, which has been new to many organizations and industries and sectors across the globe. So these are the opportunities where we could genuinely start to come up with new ways of working and doing things. Another idea that we could start talking about is productivity and how to make sure our workforce environments are designed to be able to engage and ensure they are quite productive in their roles as well. There are many other ideas that we could be exploring, but I often think of this role almost as a politician. You are genuinely in a position to leave some legacy behind your name, and when you move on and do some other things as well, people are very likely to mention your name and remember as to what you've done for a certain organization, as to what you've introduced and what you led on, that perhaps still exist even after you've left that particular organization. Now we've gone through these 4 levels, I really would like to hear from you as to what kind of level you operate at, or what kind of level you would like to operate at, and then perhaps we could talk about as to ideas and how we could move from level 1 to level 4 in time if this is something you really want to explore in a bit more detail for yourself. Let me know in comments or send me an email directly if you would like some ideas as to how you could move through the levels. I also issue weekly newsletters I suggest you subscribe to if you want to stay in contact on a more regular basis. I share a bit more privately what's going on, as well as I share tools and toolkits on a more regular basis that you could use and benefit from in your roles. If you have liked this video, there are many other similar ones on my channel, so I'll see you in the next one.